Hi, I'm David. Today we're going to introduce the last major update for Scalar 2, that is Scalar 2.9. There's loads of new features from the live suggest mode to passages to arpeggio patterns and lots more. Really excited to take you through it. Here's Scalar 2.9. So the first thing I want to look at are passages, and I love passages because we've got performances and we've got phrases amongst our expressions, and what they are is a way to interpret the chord as a pianist would play it, but they're all quite melodic and they're quite busy, so they're really defining a tune. I want to show a really great example of what is intended by passages, which is just to basically take your chord and twinkle the last note, or add a little passage right at the end of the chord. So the way it works is, let's go back to a tune that I had written previously for a previous Scalar 2 video, which I loved. So it's this one here. It's one that we did for a video game. I'll just talk you through it very quickly. It had the original, C major scale. What it basically started with is a C major scale. Chose a felt piano, went to C major, chose voicing 1, just to voice those chords differently. Literally nothing. And just played, what are we playing? We're playing the C, into the A minor, into the D minor, into the F major, up to the A minor, down to the 5th, the G major, and ending, I think, on the D minor, or F major. No, F major into D minor. I was right. So ending on the D minor. And then we go back around. Yeah, pretty straightforward. And then what we did is we added a bass line from another scalar. Exactly the same thing. We just literally went bass, straight 1, and put on tight bass. So then we had this, this really nice section, these chords going. And then we added these vocals. It's really nice. What I really love about scalars, you've got this beautiful way to set up a chord and a scale and just stick to it, and then you can just, then you can just go to a pack like Vocalize 3 and pull up something like melodic phrases, C major. Well, that sounds good. That's where I am. And you just trigger a few notes and you're away with this beautiful harmonic piece. Now, passages. Let me give you a very clear indication of what's going on there. So if we just stick to the solo of our first scalar, which is doing absolutely nothing, C major, voicing 1, and it's playing these notes. Playing those chords. Okay, so to make it more interesting, I want to not just play the straight chords, I actually want to play some passages. So I'm going to open up my scalar that's playing just the chords. That was, again, just to remind you, C major, felt piano. That's it, really, voicing 1, and I'm playing those chords. Now, instead of playing these straight chords, I'm going to turn on passages. Now, the moment I turn on passages, a couple of things will happen. Firstly, it'll start breaking up the chord as a passage. So let's have a listen. Yeah, that's really nice. My problem is that it's going a bit too fast. So it responds to the chord duration that you've got set. Rather than change that to slow down the passage, you've got your timing as per any other performance in Scalar. You can get these 0.75, 1.5 triplet type timings, but I'm going to go just a half time because that makes it fit much more in line with the actual tune. So here we go. Yeah, there you go. Just a real subtle twin chords. Really nice. You can actually swap the passages. Now, you can choose a different passage right here. You can see that we've got 7. Passage 3. 4. They kind of get a bit busier as you go. 5. 6, 7. Yeah, so 1 is a real simple one. Now it's really nice to mix. So you can do that by key switching. You can choose them here, or I can just click on the actual scalar keyboard itself. So we start off, I'm just going to actually just swap around per chord. Here we go. Into 2. Back to 1. Into 3. 4 there. 5. 6. And for the last chord. Yeah, back to 1. So yeah, you can see it's a really nice way. Now, if I do that with the music, you really begin to hear it take effect and actually influence the music nicely. Okay, so here we go. Passage 1. Back to 1. 3. Up to 4. Now I'm in a different section here. You can do whatever you want. That's what's lovely. Now I'll go 3. Back to 1. Hang around in 1 for a while. Maybe up to 5. 4. Up to 7. Yeah, it's really lovely. You can see that actually I had another one kind of hidden here, and it was exactly the same thing. You can even mix and match passages. So on that first one, if I say, okay, leave it on passage 1, and I've got exactly the same scalar here, and I'm just using the heavy hitter, and it's playing exactly the same. So you can see both of them are playing passage 1, but I can leave the piano playing passage 1 and have this heavy hitter doing whatever. I can go passage 2 over the top of passage 1. Passage 1. Just to remind you, we are listening to this synth. Yeah, I mean, they are really fantastic. You know, what's really nice is you can just, even just playing chords sticking on one passage, you can come up with really unique grooves. So, you know, you could go, say, ×2 here. Yeah, the possibilities are, it's been said so many times, but they're really endless. And of course, we'll grow these passages, but they're just a beautiful way to allow you to create your own melody and harmonic and melodic movement without relying too much on an expression or a phrase or a melody, which really does have a strong motif or suggested motif. Whereas these are just a way of basically creating a melody and just feeling a lot more like a pianist. Remember, these passages are played by pianists around here, so they're really, really nice new feature in Scalar 2.9. Let's have a look at another new feature in Scalar 2.9, Live Suggest Mode. So right now I'm controlling a contact brass patch, the Symphony Brass Ensemble, and I've put Scalar ahead of it there just to control it. So what I'll do is I'll pull up a chord set. There's lots of new chord sets in Scalar 2.9. There's a bunch of alternative chord sets. There's a bunch of Celtic chord sets in the world category. There's a progressive rock category. There's a really cool country category as well. Really nice to assign guitars to. But right now I'm going to pull up alternative 3. And I'm going to bind that, and that's controlling the contact instrument. Really cool chord set. And so on. Okay, almost sounds kind of Hitchcockian, doesn't it? But what I'm going to do is I want to make my own chord. So I like to grab inspiration from somewhere, but really make it my own, just like I was with passages before. So I'm going to pull it down to section C, and I'm going to bind it. So now we've got these first 4 chords. And I'm going to go into suggest mode, which is not new, but what is new is live suggest mode. And I find it really useful. You just turn it on. Now what's happening is, firstly up here you can see you've got your normal bound area, the 4 chords, and then we couldn't put all of the suggested chords in there because it'd take up the whole keyboard and wouldn't leave you much room. But the first 8 chords are bound on this area, which kind of means on your left-hand side you can play the chords down the bottom, and you'll notice that as I'm playing these chords, the suggested chords are updating and responding. And don't forget, I've got all of those on this bind area here. So I can kind of play my first chord, and now I can hear where it's recommending. You can see it kind of flashing here, and I'm playing that bound area. So I can go, okay, first chord is the E major, what goes with it? It's saying go to the B major. All right, I'm going to come back down to my C major down the bottom, and now I might just try and find another chord that goes with that. Yeah, so you kind of got this. So now I want to find somewhere for this chord progression to go. Here's my F major. Where can I go? Here's a bunch of options. They all sound good. And that sounds like I'm going off somewhere interesting there. And I've got all these, places I could go here. Well, that sounds quite grand. So I'm just triggering these keys, and it just keeps updating, which is really cool, because before you had to click on these flags, but now you can just actually trigger the keys. Oh, this looks nice. E9 with an added 13. Oh. Great, let's keep that shape. A9, 13. So, again, now I can just play through, but I can look at all the suggestions it's giving me. Yeah, that sounds cool. I didn't have minimize movement on, which I could have done, which would have chosen chords that that would voice lead nicely. But what I might do is I might just come into the edit page and turn those first 4 chords an octave up, so that feels like it should fit a bit better. Great, okay, that seems to work. Cool. Again, you can do so many things here, can't you? Another great thing to do is come into passages and, try, say, passage 3 and even put on voice grouping and humanize, so all the notes are kind of humanized nicely. Yeah, and you can key switch the passages, so you can see up the top left I'm key switching. So yeah, I could start off on 3, switch to 5, come back to 3, go to 5. Yeah, I absolutely love live suggest mode. You could just get lost in it for hours, like I said before, and you can just come up with something there. It's totally unique, doesn't really fit any key or scale, but it makes total sense because it's based on the chords that we've written for scalar, and kind of looks at those pools of chords and suggests the most appropriate or commonly gone to chord that a composer would have written. So it's very, very unique to Scalar 2.9 live suggest mode. The arpeggios, the new arpeggio patterns are super cool in Scalar 2.9. I think all the new features have really completed Scalar 2, and to use them all in combination is a delight. Standard scalar patch. Let's go synth celestial existence. Let's go suggest. Why not? Suggesting a G. That's fine. I'll turn on the G. I'll grab the G. I'll put on the voice grouping. I'm going to bind it. So now you can see. Whoopsie. Here we go. I'm playing the G. We're going to minimize movement, and I'm just going to go into live suggest mode. Okay, so when I play a chord down here, it'll update up here. Yeah, good. Yeah, and I really like it because you can go to any chord and get suggestions from it. But we're here to show you the Arps, and if we come into the arpeggio, normally we just had the standard ones, but we've got all these new guys down here, and they're really, really cool. Pinky up and down, I really love. And you can just, do dotted rhythms, triplets, straight 16ths. Yeah, they're just really nice to be able to just move between. Yeah, try them out. They're fantastic. The people have been really loving the Spanish tremolo. Great with guitars. So the Arp patterns are fantastic. In combination with live suggest mode, you can see there scalar, no external sounds, and you're away. Probably a good time for us to also talk about another of the features, and that is the left-handed guitar fretboard. So we have a right-handed, was always the option, but now we have the left-handed for left-handed guitars. And what's really cool about that is if you turn on chord charts, you can see that the actual chords are inverted for left-hand as well. So it's great. There's probably not a huge proportion of guitarists who play left-handed guitars, but they're there and they've really wanted a left-handed guitar display, so we have introduced that. Another thing is there's lots of new, as we mentioned, chord sets, but there's also lots of great new basses as well. So we go back to keyboard view so you can see it a little bit better. And we've got a new triplet bass section, and if let's play the slap bass that was dumped somehow for 2.8, and yeah, you've got 6/8, all triplet feels, your half shuffles. Offbeat shuffles, which are really good. Yeah, you have to really hear them against music to get the feel, but slow waltz. Yeah, they're really cool patterns. I should have just played it against the Arp. So we've got 8 new arpeggio patterns, 22 new song chord sets, 13 new bass expressions that I just showed you there. The new live suggest mode, new passages, articulations, new guitar features. The audio detection is severely improved. I haven't demonstrated that, but please do check it out. Our beta testers have been absolutely loving it, and thanks to Koala, we've really upped the detection. It works really, really nicely. So it's a great bonus for Scalar 2.9. Thanks for coming along for the Scalar 2 ride. We're really looking forward to sharing what is coming next very soon with you. I'm David. Thanks for supporting Scalar 2. Hope you enjoy Scalar 2.9.